Hi, I'm Lois Vogel-Sharp. Today's May 20th, 2024, and I got two prophetic words from the Lord that are kind of very unique. One I started to get, and I thought it was just something popping into my mind because it was something he had used before, hickory dickory dock. So I kind of just got sidetracked, I guess. Then I got another prophetic word, went to sleep and got up, and then that came back to me again, hickory dickory dock. And I said, you must be trying to tell me something. So I went and I wrote it down. It's going to kind of blow your mind what God is doing here. I got the first one at 12:23 early this morning. Not 12:24, which is the number 124 in it, but 12:23. And he's been doing this. He's been giving me the number like right before the 24 and stuff, because he's trying to show us it's right before the death to life thing's going to be taking place. So be aware of this and listen to what he says here. It's kind of amazing. We wait for the important date and wonder what will be. We want to see. We have to trust in Father's plea, for he knows what is best during each of our lives' quests. And we should be inviting guests to come into his kingdom to learn his wisdom. So when you have to wait for what you feel is an important date, remember, Father will never be late. Your faith right now must be in removing Biden's crown, for he has come against my kingdom with all of his false wisdom. And the way that you know is just listen to Joe and hear how he speaks. It is with tongue in cheek. Before I go on, let me just explain what that means. Tongue in cheek means talking with insincerity. You're not sincere. It's almost a contempt when a person looks down at somebody beneath them and doesn't even have any consideration for them. Not to be taken seriously. That's exactly what he does. And it's a person that, off the whim, will exaggerate something, which is exactly what he does too. So the fact that he put that in there and rhymed it is kind of an amazing thing. So he speaks with tongue in cheek. So prepare yourself for these dominoes to fall after all. My house will dwell in the White House. Once again, as Trump is a friend and believes in my goodness and desires to give freedom to all, so anyone can answer my call and not be persecuted for wanting to save lives. Some of them could have been someone's wives. So you never know what life you are snuffing out. There should be no doubt that it is wrong to end someone's existence. There should be resistance. You are to love one another as sister and brother and hold on to truth. It's the only proof. Watch and see how Father saves the day. He will not delay. You all must continue to pray. Have faith and keep up the pace as you run the race. I will never be late. I pour out my grace against evil's face. Love, Yeshua. That's amazing. You have to go back and listen to these things again. Go back and listen, because every word that he says has a purpose and a meaning to it. Then this morning, I got at 9:58, I started getting hickory dickory dock again in my head. I'm like, he must be trying to tell me something. So I got hickory dickory dock. It's time to watch the clock. It's getting close. Are you listening, folks? For life will change forever. You have no real idea, and many will fear when things become very scary. You people need not to be wary, for in well-doing, things will end up improving. And once again, you will see my conclusion. There will be tears of joy. You will buy your child a toy, but most of all, you will be employed, and not without food. It is all because you refused to follow the devil, who created what became disheveled. And it had to happen to wake up those who were napping. So they are now clapping and singing my songs of praise through all this haze. The world you are in is coming to an end, but until that day comes, you will continue to become one with the Father and the Son, and I am Spirit, letting you all hear it. You are not to fear it, but walk as my warriors, not to draw back when the enemy attacks, but to stand fast at last, and see how you walk to victory, not live in Satan's trickery. Time to learn, time to burn with my power and my fire, and rebuke the liars. The world cannot deny you. Love the Spirit, may all hear it. So I said to myself, hickory dickory dock, he's got to be saying that for a reason. God just doesn't use things for no reason. So I started to look it up. And I found this out. This is going to blow your mind, because it blew my mind and Gary. Hickory dickory dock is supposed to be referring to a man who was called the Lord Protector of England. Really, England, Scotland, and Ireland at the time, I believe. His name was Richard Cromwell. He was born October 4th, which is the exact day my son was born, October 4th. And we know what happened that day. He was born dead and came back to life, which is the scenario we're in right now, death to life. So the fact that this guy was born on October 4th, it has a meaning going on here. So he was born October 4th, meaning it has something to do with the death to life. But listen to who this guy is. Richard Cromwell. Making sure I got the name right. He was the Lord Protector, which is basically considered like a head of state. He had power and authority. He was brought in after his father, and he took over, and he blew it really bad. He was only in, I think it said, for 9 months, and they basically ditched him. He was the Lord and the final Lord Protector of England, Scotland, and Ireland, it says. He died July 12th, 1712, was born October 4th, 1626, and he was the son of the first protector, Oliver Cromwell. He came in because his father had the position and kind of got him to get in there. He lacked authority. He renounced power. All right? He just didn't have the power that he needed to have. And he was only in for 9 months after he was put in there. All of his responsibilities were to do policy and make decisions. And he had a major position. But he was so bad. And he messed things up so bad. Does that sound like somebody? Yeah. Kind of like Biden, who messed things up so bad. And he shouldn't have been in the first place. He was in because of his father. He should have never had the position, which Mr. Biden should have never had the position either. So, God is giving us a reference to the death to life, October 4th. Somebody was put in a position that didn't belong there and was basically taken out of that position, which is about to happen. And he put it all in a poem. Because hickory dickory dock, that's what that means. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. What does it say? Keep evil quiet as a mouse. That's part of the prayer we're praying every day. So there's the mouse going up the clock. And what happened? Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down. That's what happened to him. He went up, boom. He blew it, boom, he went down. That's exactly what's going on. And of course, it goes further about numbers and stuff like that, has other meanings. But that was the gist of it at that time. It was talking about Richard Cromwell, who was basically like a head of state. He was called Lord Protector, but he didn't protect very well. He didn't do his job. So that's mind-blowing that God would bring that out and then show me all the stuff that's around it, explaining what we're in. Death to life, death to life, death to life. I had a vision, poof, resuscitating America. That's what's going to happen. We're in death mode still, folks. We must get out and vote. We must do what we have to do in prayer, and we will see America come back. And when I say come back online, I just want to clarify that. The Lord has said come back online, and that's what he's saying. It doesn't mean we're going to lose power everywhere. It could happen. But that's not exactly what it means. To come back online means something was offline. It wasn't working the way it should be. So when you say come back online, that means now it's working once again the way it was supposed to in the first place. So we have to understand that. And we have to be in serious prayer about this. So that's all I have to say today. I'm Lois Vogel-Sharp. Gary and I love you very much. Have a blessed day, and I'll be back when he sends me back again.